Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Anonymous Source. I am JJ. Let's learn a new word today. Black fragility. Discomfort and defensiveness on the part of some black people who live in a predominantly white culture due to fixating on long since past injustices in which they never experienced and weren't experienced by anyone in their family alive today, causing them to imagine racism where none exists and pine away for living in a culture that is predominantly black instead. Hope you got that one to go along with the usual ones. This one everyone should know. Wayne Brady. All right. Hello, everybody. We're going to be looking at the Gateway Pundit, which is one of the, I guess you could say, one of the only places that I could really trust for the most part, almost 100%. Jim Hoft is great, and what we're gonna look at is a national disgrace. Photos leaked of horrific J6 prisoner abuse, tortured 5 months in isolation in a closet room with light on and a bucket for a toilet. Where's the ACLU? Amnesty International? Human Rights Watch? Where are they? Let's take a look. J6 political prisoner Ryan Samsel, let's keep the picture in there as long as possible, has been held prisoner without trial since January 2021. During his 2.5 years without trial, Ryan has been moved around to 17 facilities. 17. That's torture, right? When they just keep upending you and bringing you somewhere new, where you have to reacclimate yourself and then leave right when you start getting it's in a situation like that. It's the last place you want to be because you're always the new guy, right? So they're doing that on purpose. Ryan has been beaten, abused, tortured, and neglected since his arrest in January 2021. Earlier this week, the Gateway Pundit received exclusive photos from Ryan Samsel's. I'm sorry, those feet are in the one. I'm going to go back up here. For Ryan Samsel's prison cell at the FDC in Philadelphia. The cell was the size of a closet with the light on all of the time. The cell had a thin blue mattress, no sheets or blankets, no clothing, and he was kept here for 5 months straight. The photos are just shocking. This is taking place in America today. This is who we are. And of course, remember what they're doing in Maui, where they have wiped out Maui, blocked people from escaping, sent children home to be alone in their houses with no idea what to do because they want to make their little city. Yeah. Ryan told the Gateway Pundit in a conversation last week, I was kept in a hard cell, and in that particular cell about 5-6 months. I even told you what was happening is the judge was actually calling, trying to get in contact with me because I wasn't in a named cell. They were missing me, and they were saying I wasn't showing up to court. So, wow. They were saying I wasn't showing up to medical, but they were pretty much keeping me in there. Like I said, it was cold, the light was on, there's zero window, and that followed me from Virginia. When I was in Virginia, it was the same exact conditions. Now, there is a link here to donate to Ryan. I'm kind of doing this live right now. Actually, I didn't even realize there was a banner. Okay, yeah, that's my normal banner. Let's see. Please donate to help raise money for Ryan to pay his attorney here. So you go to Gateway Pundit and click on the story. It's the second story, thegatewaybundit.com. And if you click that, you could help. All right. So Ryan described the same situation in Virginia. It was CVRJ, Central Regional Virginia Jail, which I actually know someone. Well, I don't know him personally, but I know of people who've been there, and I've heard people talk about that place. I was kept in, and they're YouTubers. I was kept in, and they called it booking hard cell, which is you get 0 phone, 0 commissary, 0 clothing because they think that you're gonna hang yourself and you're on constant surveillance. You're under surveillance constantly. The light has to be on 24/7. You're locked in a cell. There is no getting out. And of course, the fact that they're in constant surveillance does give at least there's some way to go back and see this kind of stuff, and that's why photos were released. The light has to be on, you're locked in a cell. There's no getting out. The windows in Virginia were covered by a black mat, so you weren't able to see, and it's constant nothing. It's deprivation of everything. Torture. It's probably some of the worst torture you can get. Here's a picture. Ryan told the Gateway Pundit that there are no books allowed, letters, or photos. Nothing. The yellow bucket was his toilet. Ryan described what AEPS whispered to him on January 6th in a previous post. Oh, did Ray? So this is Ryan showering with his toilet and his bed. Look at that. And this is where they just kept him for 5 months. And there's like a door in front there. So is that the door to get in the cell? No, it can't be. It's gotta be under this camera here. Wow. Ryan believes the government tortured him for months so he would rat out the Proud Boys. They even beat Ryan numerous times and kept him locked down so he couldn't communicate with anyone. The torture is taking place in America today. This torture. Where is the Republican Party? Where is the ACLU, Amnesty International, and Human Rights Watch? Please contact these organizations here. ACLU, Amnesty International, Human Rights Watch. What I'm going to do when I'm done here is I'm going to email whatever they suggest here. I'm going to do. Ryan is not alone. Numerous J6 prisoners have been held for months in the same, I assume the same or worse, torturous conditions. Dozens have been sentenced to extreme sentences for non-violent crimes. Wow. This is a horrible chapter in American history. It must be confronted. I believe, first of all, the pictures tell everything. You don't even need to see this. You don't even need to know the story. You don't even need to read into it. Just looking at these photos tells you everything you need to know. Now, I guess this is the article. Let's go to the article of what Ryan said Ray Epps said to him. When's this from? July 23rd. Okay, not long ago. J6 political prisoner Ryan Samsel reveals what Ray Epps whispered in his ear when the bike fence barrier was pushed down at the U.S. Capitol, and there's audio to go with it. J6 prisoner Ryan Samsel called the Gateway Pundit last week. During our discussion, Ryan described what Ray Epps told him on J6. Ray Epps was seen whispering into Samsel's ear before the bike rack barricades came down. Okay. Of course, we all know that story. According to Ryan, I walked up to the gate on my own decision. I did not feel any pressure from Joe Biggs nor any of the Proud Boys. And that was the That was the gate that everybody sees in the video where you're standing around and Ray Epps is there next to me, correct? That's also so when I get up to that fence, I pull the fence towards me. That's when Ray Epps says in my ear, he says, "I got people who are waiting till more people come." Something along those lines. Okay, so Ryan said Ray Epps then told him we got to go into the building, so I pulled the bike rack. Okay, so I pulled the bike rack. So they're just kind of cutting off in the middle of his sentence there. All right, so let's go back to what Ray Epps says. That's when Ray Epps says in my ear, "I got people who are waiting." So he's gonna go into his ear and go, "I got people who are waiting till more people come." What the hell does that mean? Something along those lines. I understand that may not be word for word, but that is odd. Ryan Simpson says he's willing to take a polygraph test to prove his innocence and that he did not rat on fellow January 6ers. We don't believe you did, Mr. Ryan Samsel. I want to take a polygraph test so I can clear my name to prove to the public, although I can't use it in court. That's exactly what Ray Epps said. So it was actually on his account that so many of the videos you see, because he was yelling 1, 2, 3, and we all pushed, about 40 of us. I want to tell the public something. I pushed over the gate with a lot of other people. I noticed the officer fell. I went and pulled her away to safety because I didn't want her to get trampled on. I didn't want somebody to hit her. My intent was not to harm that woman, so I pulled her to safety and stood in front of her. I added the word "and" there. That is this quote. Hello, my name is Ryan Samsel. I'm a J6 defendant, the modern-day political prisoner. I'm told I have to learn to change with time. I will follow my king, the Son of God. I will not call a man a woman or a woman a man. I will not let rich people in a high seat they built for themselves convince me murdering God's unborn child is okay. I will surely not sit back and allow tyrants to take from my free people and their God-given rights. Through a bill we inherited through our forefathers, who were educated men willing to sign their death warrant called the Declaration of Independence. Wow. These great men set aside their own comforts and lives along with wealth, so we can have a nation to call our own. A woman once asked Ben Franklin, "What have you given us?" His response was, "A republic, if you can keep it." Many were called to J6. Many have suffered under the rules of tyrants. No church, no restaurants, taverns, or group gatherings. You see them try over and over to put fear in your heart and show you fake videos of dead bodies. Was COVID-19 real? Yes. Some did die, and my father was one of those people. But my father smoked 2 packs of Newports every day since he was a kid. January 6th was not an attempt to overthrow the government, but made up by many people who craved freedom. If you ask me, we were there to remind people. Is that what he said? But made up, yeah. If you ask me what we were there to remind those there in high seats, God is with us, the poor, broken, and lost. Just as when Jesus cleaned, I would say cleansed, the temple of thieves and liars. Today, the temple of our country has the same issue, but we have people who try to force this demonic evil ways upon us. I was there that day to stand up for the unborn, those without a voice. I am one of those, as my own mother wanted to abort me. The only thing, she was 8 months along. If she was not so high on drugs, she would have paid attention to me. She had me and dropped me off at a Catholic orphanage named St. Vincent, where they helped me go through withdrawal as an infant. I've seen that, actually. You see those unborn babies. I take it personal when I hear the human being advocating abortion. I was there to let them know we the people are here. I did not cause violence. In fact, I was there saving people. Cops who fell and a man shot in the face. I did not enter the building. Before this day, I was set to get pre-cancer growths removed out of my chest, and that was almost 3 years ago. I was given the chance by the FBI. Sorry, I went to check on Gino. to lie about President Trump and others that day. Oh, that's interesting. I could have gone home and be called a hero. If not, well, the mainstream media will destroy you. I would be tortured by government agencies. I would be beaten after being zip-tied and suffering skull fractures, a broken nose, dislocated jaw, acute kidney damage, permanent loss of vision in his right eye, loss of function of his left arm due to blood clots in his arm, chest, neck, and head. It kind of says chest, neck there. I'm put in a hard cell that keeps lights on constantly, sometimes nude, with no clothes, no bed, no sink, no running water, with a bucket and just a bottle of water. I've been strapped to a chair for hours on end, getting burns and sitting in my own waste. While at RJ, Warsaw, Virginia, I was beat again, this time stabbed and beat unconscious, later to be found by a nurse who had to perform CPR. The prison lied and said I was on drugs and fell out of bed. Camera footage will prove otherwise, along with hospital records. I came back from the hospital and was recommended by the hospital that I needed to have follow-up treatment. Again, I was given a choice to help the FBI lie, or this time I'm reading this word for word, or this time, or we will charge your wife with more charges. Okay. As all of this was going on, I was not able to go home and spend the last days with my father and go to his funeral. I refused this offer as it was an offer from Satan himself. What offer? Oh, the offer to lie for the FBI. Okay. Shortly after I was transferred to Lewisburg, Pennsylvania with MS-13 members, I was supposed to be getting medical treatment while I was there, but Lieutenant Ordonez, an evil man, which would make sure I would be placed in the hole. None of the treatment I needed would be done, so stressed out that I broke out with shingles all over my body. I had a fever and could not eat because of sores in my mouth, and refused all meds and outside treatment. The only thing I had left was my faith in God. I never gave up and still continue to fight for my life. I ask you for your help. Please help get my story out to the public. I'm now being held in Brooklyn. Really? He's right over here now. I have lawyers who I have not spoken to in 5 months. In order for me to fight back, I need to raise money for a private investigator and a civil attorney. Anyone who sees this, we need to help this guy in any way. Please help me in any donation to the GSG below and give, send, go, I believe that means. And pass this story around. If you would like to contact me by mail, you can go on the Patriot Mail Project. Also on the Give, Send, Go, attached is my judge's address in order for letters of support for medical release. Okay, because he needs a medical release. So he's saying if you'd like to send letters to the judge's address to say, hey, can you please release Ryan Samsell? He has some medical issues that need to be taken care of. So, wow. I'm grateful for your much needed help. Okay, that's the Give, Send, Go. You go to givesendgo.com/January 6th offensive fund. Love, respect, honor, Godspeed, Ryan Samsell, inmate 28332509. And, well, yeah, wow. That was interesting. Yeah. All right, so that is Gateway Pundit. As I said, you can, if you go to thegatewaypundit.com, you will. It's right now. It's the second story, but you'll see the photos of J6 prisoner or whatnot, and that'll lead you to his Give, Send, Go account or any way that you can donate to help him out, because he is a political prisoner, and should not be happening in this country. Should not be happening anywhere. With that, I'm going to say, have a good one. Maybe I'll see you later. Maybe I won't. But thank you for watching, and I hope you got something out of this.